Dear learners, warm greetings of the day. I welcome you all to this video lecture in which we will be discussing or talking about multivariable calculus for the integration. Or in other words, we can talk it or we can speak it about as multiple integrals and their application. As the word suggests, multiple integral, we have been habituated or we are aware of calculating the integral with respect to one of the variable. If it is bounded between certain limits, we term it as definite integral. So in general, many a times we have the function y is equal to f of x, which is bounded between the limits, and that becomes the case of a definite integral. But mind well, here the integral sign appears only once. If the number of integral signs are increased, it is automatically converted to a double integral, and if one step ahead we move, it is converted to triple integral. So under the caption multiple integral, we will be surely discussing about mainly double integral as well as triple integral. But why it is called as multivariable calculus for the integration point of view? Because whenever we will be evaluating the double integral or the triple integral, many a times we shall, many a times not, we shall come across with the function of two or more variables. So double integral is associated mainly with the function of two variables. Triple integral may involve function of three variables. So appropriately, initially we will be talking about the double integral and triple integral, and later at the last part of this particular segment of the unit, we will be dealing with the applications of them. So mainly the double integral have the application in the calculation of area, mass, volume, and center of gravity, the coordinates of center of gravity. So at last we will be seeing the necessity or the application of this double integral for the calculation of these physical quantities. So this particular multiple integral can also be divided into two. One of the portion can deal with the Cartesian coordinate system, and other part can deal with the polar coordinate system. Being a student of mathematics at a degree level, we are now able to distinguish or bifurcate between the Cartesian coordinate system and the polar coordinate system. The Cartesian coordinate system is defined in the xy plane, wherein our function will contain the variable x and y. It is in a planar form, or it is in the plane region. Similar way, if this x coordinate is replaced by r cos theta and y coordinate is replaced by r sin theta, correspondingly the change is we are transforming or shifting from a Cartesian coordinate system to a polar coordinate system. So what is the identification point? Cartesian coordinate system will contain x and y. Polar coordinate system will contain r and theta. So accordingly, we will be having the dealing of double integral mainly in Cartesian coordinate system, and in other way the polar coordinate system. So initially we discuss about the double integral, its various cases, and then we switch over to the examples. So mainly our point is to discuss about the double integral and then switching over to the applications, and lastly we talk about the triple integral, elementary triple integral. So that will be the flow of discussion in the coming lectures, in which we will be talking about multivariable calculus for the integration. So what do we actually mean by the double integral? The definite integral, which is read as integral a to b f of x dx, when extended for two or more variable, give rise to the concept of multiple integrals. We mainly discuss about double and triple integral with their application. So consider a function f of xy of independent variables x and y. Why f of xy is said to be a function of independent variables x and y? Because it is differentiable with respect to x and y. Why it is necessary for us to have the function differentiable? because integration is reverse process of differentiation. Whichever function is differentiable can be integrated, and therefore it is independent of the function x and y defined at each point in a finite region R of the xy plane. Then limit of this sum, if it exists, is called as or is defined as double integral of f of xy over the region R, and is written as double integral over R f of xy dx dy. So this is particularly the xy plane. Limit of sum, if it exists. See, we know that integration is nothing but the process of addition of areas of all the rectangles whichever lies under the given curve. So in this particular process of addition of these particular areas, limit of sum is taken, summation for all these particular areas of rectangles, and then in turn it will be derived or denoted as double integral over R f of xy dx dy. So how it is read as? It is read as double integral over R f of xy dx dy. So whatever will be the function of two variables that is to be integrated with respect to x as well as with respect to y, double integral over region R. So resultant of that will be the integration over that particular region. So in case of double integral, actually whatever integration is done, it evaluates or spreads over particular region, and ultimately we are calculating the area of that. That is what the physical interpretation or the significance is for the calculation of the or evaluation of the double integral. Now in a case of double integral, we are able to see the two differentials, that is dx as well as dy. Unlike in the other earlier case wherein we were talking about the single integral, it was very fixed that whatever variable appears we have to integrate with respect to that. But here there is a confusion that dx is also observed as well as dy is written. So I need to integrate with respect to what? We will be integrating with respect to both the variables. But again a question arises that with respect to which variable first it is to be integrated, and secondly with respect to which another variable it has to be integrated for the evaluation of this double integral. So there are three different possibilities which may occur in the evaluation of the double integral. For sure, out of the two integrals, one of the integral will always have a pair of limit as constant and other limit as variables. So whatever cases we are going to deal with, in a case of double integral, it will be a possibility that any one of the pair of limit will be constant, another pair of limit will be variable, or in extreme case both the pair of limits will be constant. Why it is so? Because ultimately we are able to evaluate a double integral as a case of definite integration, and in a case of definite integration always our resultant is a finite value or a constant quantity. A case of definite integral will never contain arbitrary constant as constant of integration. उसका particular value होता है. So it is mandatory for us while evaluating the double integral, any one of the pair of limits shall be constant and other pair can be variable. On the other hand, what can be the opposite case to this? Both the pairs of limits are constant, so that at the end after evaluation we will be having finite quantity as the answer. So in any of the case our final value is going to be fixed quantity. Now how can we identify that with respect to which variable it is to be integrated first, and then what variable limits or constant limits are to be put? Now logically as I am saying that one of the pair of limit will be constant, and in case of definite integral, I should have the finite quantity as the answer. Obviously, whatever will be the situation or the condition, finally I will be evaluating the limit or do the integration in which limits are constant. So in whatever situation or the case, anyhow we have to evaluate the limits which appears in variable first, and then the limits which appear in constant. That means we have to integrate appropriately so that at the end, after the integration, constant limits are put and we get the final answer as the constant quantity. Case number 1 says that R is the region bounded by the curve y is equal to f1 of x and y is equal to f2 of x, and the lines x is equal to a and x is equal to b. So in this case, y is a function of x, lower limit is say y is equal to f1 of x, upper limit is y is equal to f2 of x, and it is bounded by the lines constant values x is equal to a and x is equal to b. If f of xy is continuous in the region, then double integral over r f of xy dx dy. How it is to be interpreted or read as double integral over r f of xy dx dy is equal to integral x is equal to a to b, integral y is equal to f1 of x to f2 of x, f of xy, the integrand, and correspondingly to be integrated with respect to x and with respect to y. Therefore, we have written it as dx dy. So, the rule says that whichever limit appears in variable has to be integrated or evaluated first. So, integral x is equal to a to b outside, and this is responsible for variable x. So dx is also kept outside, and this rectangular box is to be evaluated first, which is for variable y, because y के लिमिट्स क्या दिख रहे हैं, f1 of x to f2 of x, f of xy dy. Now while integrating with respect to y and putting the limits as f1 of x, f2 of x, completely everywhere x will be treated as constant. Whatever terms appear for x, but integration will be done only with respect to y, x keeping constant. Resultant क्या होगा? Resultant will be function of x, because y के जगह you are putting upper limit and lower limit which appears in variable x. तो आफ्टर दिस सॉल्विंग द रेक्टेंगुलर बॉक्स, आपका जो भी आंसर बचेगा वो किस में बचेगा, एक्स में. And later on you integrate with respect to x by putting the constant limits as b and a. Your answer will be the finite quantity as the value. So whenever we have the variable expressed in the other variable limit, that is to be evaluated first, and later on we are putting down the constant limits. Geometrically अगर उसको representation करना है तो कैसे होगा? Here it is mentioned that integration will be calculated for the rectangle first and then the outer integral. So here the given first curve is y is equal to f1 of x, the second curve is y is equal to f2 of x. It is bounded between the lines x is equal to a, x is equal to b. So our region of integration is between this, and hence this vertical strip is drawn. Now what is the concept of strip? I will be coming very shortly on that, but just you understand it first that it is bounded between the curve y is equal to f1 of x and y is equal to f2 of x, between the lines x is equal to a and x is equal to b, and accordingly the vertical strip is drawn parallel to y axis. तो पहले जो भी वेरिएबल लिमिट वाला है उसके साथ इंटीग्रेट करना और बाद में कांस्टेंट लिमिट. But this situation can be reversed. Here y is a function of x and limits of x are constant. I can have x is a function of y and limits of y as constant. How we look into it? Second case, let R be the region bounded by the curves x is equal to f1 of y and x is equal to f2 of y, and the lines y is equal to c and y is equal to d. Then double integral over R f of xy dx dy is equal to y is equal to c to d, x is equal to f1 of y to f2 of y, for the integral f of xy to be integrated with respect to x and with respect to y. Now innermost will be this particular rectangle. X is expressed in terms of variable y. So integration or evaluation will be done with respect to x. So this particular rectangle, whatever is given, representing the limits in the form of y, which are actually for the variable x. So integration will be done with respect to x. While doing so, y will be kept as constant. Whatever will be the answer is a term of y. And lastly, we are integrating with respect to y, putting constant limits d and c. So finite value or constant quantity will be the answer at the end. So geometrically, it can be represented as the curve x is equal to f1 of y, the curve x is equal to f2 of y, the lines y is equal to c, y is equal to d. So strip is horizontal strip parallel to x-axis. Evaluation will be done first with respect to x and then with respect to y. Strip will be drawn in the horizontal manner parallel to x-axis, and our region of integration becomes this. These were the two different cases wherein one of the pair of limit is constant, other pair of limit is variable. In the third case, both the pair of limits are constant. In such case, the order is immaterial. Either you integrate first with respect to x or with respect to y, or vice versa, it will not affect, provided the limits are put appropriately. So third situation or the case, let R be the region bounded by the line x equal to a, x equal to b, and y is equal to c, y is equal to d. Then order of integration is immaterial. As the pair of limits are constant, integrate first with respect to x and then y, or vice versa. Therefore, the integral in the region R is written as double integral over R f of xy dx dy is equal to integral x is equal to a to b, y is equal to c to d, f of xy dx dy. In all the cases for the variables x and y, those are lines. So x is equal to a is a line, x is equal to b is a line, y is equal to c is a line, y is equal to d is a line. So region of integration becomes rectangle bounded by these four lines. So in such case, order is not important. You can integrate in any of the manner, but final answer will be a constant quantity or a fixed one. So in this case, order is immaterial provided limits are put appropriately. More important notes for problem solving point of view. Note number 1, in above all these cases, the first pair of limit is always constant, whereas second pair may be constant or function of x or y. Case number 1 and case number 2, what we saw, in which one pair of limit was constant, other pair of limit was variable. When we draw a strip parallel to any axis, its lower and upper ends must lie on some lower and upper curves. See, in this particular figure, when we are drawing the strip, we are drawing horizontal strip parallel to x-axis. Its lower end and the upper end lies on a particular curve of the same curves which are defined, right? So that is what they mean to say. We draw a strip parallel to any axis. Its lower and upper end must lie on the same lower and upper curves. In case number 1 also, if you see, this is particularly the vertical strip. Its upper end and lower end lies on the same lower and upper curve, so that the region boundedness can be easily identified, and then we can find out the region of integration. Ultimately, that evaluation will give you the area in that particular case. Third point, which is very important, it is hint for us. What is that hint? Whichever variable is present in the limit, integrate with respect to the opposite variable to that and draw the strip parallel to that axis. This is for our understanding. You will not find this particular sentence in any of the books. What does it say? Whichever variable appear in the limits. Suppose limits में variable is seen as y. It represents the opposite variable. What is that opposite variable? X. So integration to be done first with respect to x, and the strip will be drawn parallel to x-axis. On the other hand, in the earlier case, limits are seen in the variable x, means they are representing variable y. So integration will be done with respect to y. Strip will be drawn in the vertical manner parallel to y-axis. So this is what the third point intends to tell us, that whichever variable is present in the limits, integrate with respect to the opposite variable to that and draw the strip